From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 4 o'clock news.
Chip, he's on a different assignment now.
No, I know where he is now. I've been there before. I know exactly where that is.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. And your envy can continue then, Chris, because I am talking about a little bit of wine and dine, if you will. We're at stop 3 of a 6-stop tour that takes you around the downtown St. Pete area with Tampa Bay food tours, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Can't decide what you want to do for dinner? Well, just go with the Tampa Bay food tour. You get a whole bunch of different samplings of food, drink, a whole bunch of different views, like this one from up top. This is the kind of the rooftop. It's called the Canopy Bar here at the Birchwood Inn. And this, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm holding is something called a frosé, a frozen rosé-based cocktail. And it's on the tour, so we'll give you the details of the tour as well as just a little taste of some of the stops today. It's a fantastic Monday, guys.
You know what looks better, the view or the frosé? They both look pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice. Chip and Evan are both in good spots today in St. Pete. All right, Chip, enjoy. We'll check back in with you later.
It's been days since we have seen rain, but there were some showers around today, and we could get a bit more this week. We're going to check in with Paul just ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. Chip Brewster here, coming to you live from St. Petersburg, inside Birch and Vine, which is one of the stops on a 6-stop tour put on by Tampa Bay Food Tours in St. Pete. So it's cool. Like a year ago or something, I don't know, several months at least, Kimberly, I did a tour with Kimberly here and Tampa Bay Food Tours up in Dunedin. They also have one in St. Pete and in Tampa. So we've reconnected to do the St. Pete tour, a little sampling of it.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. So tell me about your St. Pete tour. How is that different from Dunedin or Tampa?
So Dunedin's a little more casual. You know, it's an afternoon tour, and so we have a lot of great seafood over there. Not to say we don't have some wonderful seafood here, but this one gets to see the best of Beach Drive. So we're very proud of our partners over here. Been doing it for about a year. We're here every Tuesday night.
Ah, and Dave is our restaurant manager. Excuse me, I'm going to trade places with you. So you guys had connected with Kimberly about a year ago. What's it been like from the restaurant side, being able to show a sampling to a sampling of people every week?
Oh, it's been great because people come from all over the place just to, again, to experience what Beach Drive has to offer. And we are one of the premier places on Beach Drive, so we get to choose some of the food that we want to highlight and celebrate and allow the guests to try something different.
Which is a perfect lead into our sous chef, Mr. Neil Craig, to describe these wonderful dishes. We've seen them on camera just now, but we want to know what they are. So let's start with this beauty right here.
Here we got a ribeye carpaccio with bone marrow butter, caperberry relish, and burnt onion cream.
Oh, just describing it, I'm drooling a little bit. So this, you guys said what it was. You said it was a tamale, and then you brought it out. And then I was like, it's having an identity crisis because the different pieces of it are all over the place.
So we don't do it in the leaf. It's really loose. It's a Korean street corn tamale, and the leaves are actually the garnishes on the plate.
Interesting. What are the different ingredients? You know, every tamale is kind of a little different. How do you guys make yours?
Sure. We got pork lardon, corn salsa, plantain chips, white mole, and pickled spring onions.
Love it. And then the last thing on this particular tour anyways.
Yeah, right here we got a Florida crab cake. It's our version. It's got a fried green tomato and pea fondant.
Crab cake with fried green tomato?
That's
Is that
right.
typical? I mean, I eat a lot of crab cakes, but I can't say I've had a green tomato with my crab cake.
Here we try and take a typical, well-known food and put our spin and twist on it.
Ah, well, there you guys have it. Kimberly, I did want to ask you, a lot of tours, I feel like there's this idea of, oh, this is just for tourists.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, how many people like from St. Pete actually go on the Tampa Bay
Quite a
tour?
few. We have quite a few who walk here and meet us at the Vinoy, which is our first stop. And I'd say we have about 80% locals. So we love showing off the restaurants to locals because they come back.
Ah, great point. Chris and Linda, I've got enough time to try one of these 3 things for you. I'm going to do it for you, but you got to tell me which one to try.
You pick, Chris.
I want you to try the, what was the thing with the mole and the pickled onion?
Because Chris...
It was a
This
taco.
guy?
Yeah, that guy.
The tamale?
Yeah, the tamale. Have the tamale.
This is like a deconstructed, Okay, I'll get in here.
That
Just
does
'cause
look very
Chris asked.
artistic. The
That's
plate,
the only reason.
I like that. The way it's plated is interesting.
Did I make
like
a good
pork
call?
Chunks that you were he described it much more elegantly than me right now, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
Enough said. Tampa Bay Food Tours, guys. We're doing the St. Pete one today, or just a sampling of it, which means we have got 2 more hits and 2 more places to show off in our 4 and 5 o'clock newscast. So stick around. More tastes ahead.
Making us hungry here.
Thank you, Chip.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, and we just took a short little walk, too. What's really cool is we are on this food tour, so we're seeing all sorts of weather as we walk around St. Pete. But it is time for our second stop on the Tampa Bay Food Tours that is in St. Pete. This one, though, we're taking you into Farm Table Cucina. We'll see you guys right after the break.
And Chip's on a food tour, and everything that he's looked at so far has looked delicious. It's just...
Seriously. Just not helping you today because Chris Cato's probably signing up for this thing as soon as we're off the air.
I need to.
I'm going. You know what? If
I was going to say I need to sign up for a 10K or something to level out the playing field here.
Yeah. Maybe just skip right to full marathon just for the calorie burn alone. It doesn't matter if you finish.
Right.
It's going to make you run. So anyways, as we've been filling your eyes, your TV screens with food, we are going to continue to do that because the segment that I'm covering today is a food tour. Tampa Bay Food Tours has 3 different tours, one in Dunedin, which I've actually shown you before several months ago, one in Tampa, and one in St. Pete, the newest one, though it is a year old at this point. And that one has 6 stops. We've been to 2 so far, so this is stop number 3. Kimberly joining me one more time. You are the taste ambassador.
Yes.
Correct? How did you find or select the stops that you would put on this food tour?
Where I would take my friends and family or dine myself.
Oh,
yes, we're very fortunate to get all the best of the St. Pete.
So are we at the absolute best one right now?
You're not supposed to have favorites.
That's right, you're not.
This is one of my favorites.
At least one of 6 favorites because she's got 6 stops. Okay, all right. Well, Chad, she's sucking up.
How you doing, Chad?
Apparently
Yeah,
for good reason. Just look at this table.
Absolutely.
So
it's not quite the spread here.
So on a tour, do you typically only have one dish, or do you actually serve multiple tastes?
We do multiple tastes. So we usually do a starter featuring our locally sourced Brick Street Farms lettuces. So here we have our Caesar salad, again from Brick Street Farms, a locally sourced green.
Interesting.
And then we have our classic chicken cacciatore, so also a locally sourced chicken. That will be from outside of Ocoee, Florida.
Okay.
That will be from Lake Meadow Ranch. And then we always usually feature our handcrafted pastas. Being in an Italian cuisine, we're very passionate about our handcrafted pastas. This is going to be our bolognese. So this is going to be wild boar from Florida as well. Farm to table.
Yeah, I was going to say, really sticking to that name.
Absolutely. And then a toasted whole wheat pappardelle, so a nice ribbon noodle on there.
And for those that go on this tour, is it these the same every time, or do you mix it up at all?
We do mix it up, and we always accommodate any allergies or special dietary restrictions.
Now, if I'd ask you to pick one thing on this table, your favorite thing, what would it be, if you can decide?
It would be the handcrafted bolognese.
The bolognese?
Yeah,
is that
all the pastas.
The boar is in it?
Handcrafted. Those culinary guys in the back do a great job with preparations. They work very hard to put that on the plate.
Excellent. And then one thing that we haven't actually been mentioning, just slip of the mind, is there are drinks included with this tour.
Absolutely.
So you guys actually do like a wine pairing with
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we usually always do a white going with your greens. So here we have a Northern Italian Pinot Grigio that will pair perfectly with the Caesar salad. And then the Sangiovese, a red grape, that will pair perfectly with the bolognese and or the chicken cacciatore.
My goodness. Now, what stop on the tour is this typically, Kimberly?
This is the 4th stop.
This is a 4th stop on the tour. So by this point, your guests have had, let's see, they start with a cocktail, then they have another drink and some food, then they have another cocktail, and then they're here consuming some more food and some more drinks.
That's true.
Is this a walking tour?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Woo! We walk off
That's
the pasta.
good. No, that's good. I'm happy for your guests. For anyone that is interested in signing up, how do they do that?
So on the website, www.tampabayfoodtours.com.
Okay, simple enough. Chad suggested the pasta. You said a bolognese with wild boar. It's just got such a fancy name, too. We may as well get in here a little bit, although you probably picked the thing that will make me look the messiest on live TV if I can manage to... This is not going to end well, guys. All right, hold on. Don't mind me.
I think that.
I understand completely.
That's good.
I think he said what we were all thinking. That looks good.
All right, thanks, Chip.
Yes. Well, guys, we've got one more segment left, and I would be remiss if I didn't include the dessert stop in our own features. So coming up in the 5 o'clock newscast, we are going to show you a sweet spread. It's going to blow those Halloween donuts out of the water, so stick around.
You got me with sweets.
I know.
All right, thanks, Chip. We're back after this. Not sure where to go for a dinner date?
Why pick just one place?
Exactly. Chip Brewster's been out there on a food tour. And this time of day, I have to say, 20 minutes after 5, this is tough for us to watch, Chip.
It is.
Is it? Well, if you like sweets, it's about to get much tougher. We are finishing off our little mini tour as the main tour does with a plethora of dessert options. See exactly what kinds of things you can taste on the St. Pete version of the Tampa Bay food tours coming up.
Welcome back. Our food tour continues as Chip Brewster takes us through St. Pete. It's complete with 6 different stops, and now he joins us live from his final stop. Yeah, dessert time.
Exactly. You always have to save room for dessert, right, Chip?
Well, you can certainly try, but on a food tour with 6 stops, you might have a difficult time doing that. I am joined by Tiffany, who is the soon-to-be GM of Cassis, and then Kimberly with Tampa Bay Food Tour. So I'm going to actually swing around and start with Kimberly here because we've said this so many times, 6 stops, 6 stops. But I don't think we've actually taken the time to go through each one of those 6 stops for those out there that might be interested.
So the tour starts at the Vinoy Hotel with a signature cocktail from St. Pete Distillery, and also you can valet there for free. So that's a nice $18 value, and you don't have to worry about the 2-hour street parking. So then we go to Birch and Vine, Canopy, Farm Table Cucina, Flute and Drum for champagne and caviar.
Shown that one.
Yep,
Champagne and caviar.
Champagne and caviar. And then the sweetest of them all, Cassis.
Cassis. And at this point, are people able to even fit the dessert?
They eat every bite. Every bite.
I love that. Well, Tiffany, you were the lucky one to tell us essentially why they eat every bite, because you've brought out 3 of your, now these are full-size desserts, but nonetheless, samplings of what people might get to try on a tour. So tell me what you've got in front.
So right here on the first one is going to be our Normandy mousse cake. The middle one is our fresh fruit tart, and then the last one is a chai mousse cake right now. That's our specialty seasonal.
Chai mousse cake?
Yes. And we make everything in our bakery fresh, daily, everything.
Wow. Now on a tour, how does that work for the participants? Because you're not bringing out full size. Like, is there multiple things to try? Are they mini?
So they're getting miniatures, they're getting full size. It's really a variety, and it changes every tour because we do have so much variety in the bakery. So everything comes out as is. And then, of course, we serve it with fresh coffee.
How do you guys then decide what you're going to be serving?
We use what's the freshest. You know, we want to provide the best thing for the guests. You know, it's an exciting experience
so
for
just
everybody.
note to anyone looking, you might not get that chai mousse cake.
Correct. And it's a seasonal item right now.
And it's a seasonal
you know,
thing.
once we go into the next season, we'll have something fresh.
That fruit tart, though, that looks like that's probably a year-round.
That's a staple here for sure.
Kimberly.
Yes.
Back to you. I feel like we might have enticed some people by now.
So, yes.
How often are your tours running?
So the St. Pete tour is weekly on Tuesday. We start at 5:30 every week. You can buy individual tickets. We're in Tampa on Thursdays and Dunedin on Saturday.
How often, like how far ahead, though?
Individual ticket sales, it just depends on demand. So, yeah, tomorrow night sold out, but next week's available.
Until after this newscast.
Yes.
Okay, so I've asked, let's see, I had Linda and Chris, you guys kind of decided together in the 4 o'clock, then I had the restaurant manager for the other one. So that means, Cynthia, it's your turn. I've got 3 desserts.
I get to pick?
I've got time to try one of them. Pick which one.
I
the
am
mousse
all about
chai, the tart, or the regular
I know which
mousse?
one she's going to pick.
She knows which one. I'm all about the chocolate, baby.
Yeah.
Always about the chocolate.
All about the chocolate?
All about the chocolate.
Over here? I'm going
Yep.
right for the tail of this guy.
There you go.
And what is this one again? I'm sorry.
That is our Normandy mousse cake.
Normandy mousse cake.
yeah.
Excuse me for 1 second, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Are you taunting us, Chip?
Yeah, I know. He's just torturing us is what he's doing.
Chocolatey.
Very chocolatey. There's a chocolate outside.
Yes.
There's a chocolate inside.
Yes.
Oh,
and then I
my.
feel like there might even be an extra chocolate layer in there somewhere if I just
Wow.
put in there real quick. Oh, what is that? I
So
didn't even
the
get that.
inside, that is a praline mousse.
Oh,
Okay, you got me with
I'm
the
just gonna dig
praline
out
mousse.
the praline mousse. Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, so good. Tiffany, thank you so much. Guys, if you are looking to take part in this tour, as we mentioned, Tampa Bay Food Tours is the company behind it. Kimberly, our taste ambassador, has been so awesome with us here, and it is worth a date night, if I do say so myself, but
Okay.
come hungry. I've had a small sampling of their many stops, and I'm ready to lie down. So I guess I'm going to just sign out now and go home.
Okay.
right.
Maybe
Thanks,
we'll
Chip.
start with dessert now that I've seen that. Start with dessert. So, all right.
Smart.
Thanks, Chip.